a lot of guys do struggle when it comes to topics, when talking to women, when talking to girls. So in today's video, guys, we're gonna react to a video by YBC called Things to Talk About with Women.
What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the different types of conversations that you can have with women. My apologies if the topic that you usually talk about with women isn't on this list. I can't include every single thing on this list because if I did, the video would probably be like 5 days long because there's an infinite number of things that you can talk about with women. But you know, I just picked some very common things that you're probably going to experience when you have conversations with women, some common topics that everybody has probably came across or everybody's talked about at some point. Now, there's gonna be two types of people watching this video, right? The first type are the ones who get really nervous and their mind goes blank and they're not sure what to talk about, and so they're watching this video as a sort of guide. Now, the second type are the guys who just find that their conversations with women are boring, pretty forgettable, or they're not really able to engage their emotions. This is why you never let a woman lead the conversation. I can tell you guys with almost
Now, gents, it depends on the girl. Most girls, if you're gonna let a girl lead a conversation, let it be about herself or about her interests. Don't let her lead a conversation on certain topic that she's not really knowledgeable in, because it's gonna lead to a dead end. If she's gonna lead a conversation, let her talk about herself, and she will talk about herself. Then you pick up certain things she talked about, ask her questions about it, and then that's how you expand the conversation. But in terms of other things, relax. Don't let her lead the conversation. Most girls don't even like leading conversations. Just keep that in your mind.
100% certainty that when you let her pick the topic, ask the questions, and talk about what she wants to talk about instead of what you want to talk about, you'll notice the life and energy of the conversation is going to dwindle so fucking quickly. Like, I'm sure you guys can relate to this, but sometimes I'll be talking to a girl, right? And then she'll be yapping about something I just don't care about. And the thing about me is I have a very, very bad poker face. Like, I can't pretend that I give a shit. So I naturally start yawning and thinking about something else while she's talking. And then she can pick up on the fact that I'm not present and I don't care, and then I start to feel bad because she feels bad, and it turns out to be a complete disaster. So to avoid this, you have to take the initiative, just like you're supposed to with everything else when it comes to women. It should almost always feel like you're the captain of the ship and then she's kind of responding and following along. That is how you get the best types of conversations with women, because you should never under any circumstances underestimate a woman's ability to turn a great conversation with a lot of substance into the most boring shit ever that has you scratching your fucking head going, how the fuck do I even reply to this? Like, do you guys ever get in those situations where a girl just yaps and yaps and yaps, and like, they're kind of the worst storytellers? So she'll tell you a story and it takes her 1,000 words to say it when it actually should have taken 100 words because the conclusion was so fucking underwhelming. And there might be some vegans or liberals watching this thinking, well, isn't this unfair? Shouldn't we be talking about something we're both interested in? And yes, that's exactly what this tier list is for. I'm going to be ranking these topics based on what is something that both of you would be interested in, right? What is the most gender neutral topic? What's most likely to be enjoyable for both of you? And what topics give you the most opportunity to laugh, tease, and just have a lot of fun? Remember, this tier list is specifically for women you're trying to attract, right? If you're with a fucking female friend or a woman you're not trying to attract, talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. You can even let her lead the conversation.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? So anyways, I've been yapping way too much, but I'm gonna be ranking it on a scale from bad topic, which means avoid, right? These topics land you in the friend zone most of the time, all the way up to goated topic, which means these actually use female psychology to your advantage, and they are fantastic topics to talk about, and you're probably going to win her heart. Of course, she has to be attracted to you and all that stuff. Let's not piss off the fucking black pillars, right? Anyways, if you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe, and let's get into the video. So the first thing we have here is the weather, dude. Listen, this is just something we resort to when we don't know what the fuck else to say, right? It's kind of
That's a mad topic, bro. I don't even remember the last time I asked a girl for the weather or about the weather or we talked about the weather. Like, we recently had a storm, bro, and I was talking to a couple of girls. Bro, she just asked me if I was safe, bro. That's all. Nothing more than that. Then I got into what I needed to get into. Don't stay for too long, bro. Don't stay too long, gents.
like a filler topic, and it's pretty necessary, dude. Some of you guys might be thinking, dude, I never want to have small talk with a girl. I would like to avoid that at all costs, but the truth is, think of small talk like a filler, right? Sometimes your brain isn't there, sometimes you have a bit of brain fog, you can't really think of the good stuff, so you need something to give your brain a little bit more time so you can transition into the more fun topics. Talking about the weather, dude, listen, I'm gonna put this at meh topic.
Yeah.
You don't want to stay there for too long, but you know, saying it's kind of hot out today, huh? It's not gonna kill you, right? It's just a couple words, a couple exchanges, and it's a good gateway into moving on to better conversations. So I'm not gonna talk too much about it. The weather, pretty basic. I don't hate it. Just make sure you're not fucking talking to her about the weather for 2 hours. Next up, we have her life. And this is where I'm gonna divert.
No, that's a great topic, gents. Listen, gents. The more a woman talks in a conversation, the more she feels like the conversation is, the more she feels like she's having an amazing conversation. Listen, I'm a big advocate for letting her talk more than you. How can she talk more than you? Talk about her. She want to talk about her life. She's gonna start telling on herself. She's gonna start telling on herself. That's where you can start to dissect certain information, certain characteristics, certain tendencies she might show in the future. But this is an amazing topic. There is so much you can do with that. I'm putting that as great topic.
From common dating advice. This is my personal take, but I think being a good listener and letting her talk most of the time is not good dating advice. I know it's the most common dating advice. I know it's what you hear when you watch other videos. They always say women love a good listener. They just want to feel heard. They just want to feel like, dude, here's the thing, right? The guys in the friend zone, they're doing the same shit you're doing. They're sitting there listening to her, acting interested in her life, acting interested in her problems. The truth is, if you are bored or you don't care about something, don't pretend that you do, okay? So if you actually find her life interesting and you care about her fucking dog and her career and her hobbies, sure, dude, you know, entertain yourself, have a bit of fun. But me personally, right, I feel like my brain's fucked because of all the dopamine and shit. I need something more stimulating, bro, because when a girl is talking most of the time, I actually get bored listening to her. Like I know this sounds kind of narcissistic, but I enjoy hearing myself talk way more than I enjoy hearing the girl talk. But of course, I'm not saying just talk about yourself the entire time and don't let her get a word in. But you know, this idea of just sitting there nodding your head and listening and kind of just being this fake, oh yeah, I'm so interested in you and I'm not talking about myself. Look at how charismatic I am. Look at
Bro, it works, dog. Listen, I understand. Maybe it's just that shit works, bro. That works. Her talking about herself, and you start dissecting certain things, and you ask her about that. Oh, bro, she's gonna start to feel like you know her. She's gonna start to feel like there's a connection, even though there's no connection. Bro, I'm telling you, that one works.
how much of a good listener I am. I just don't like it, dude. Like if you're the type of person who's interesting and who likes to talk a lot, then you know you can talk a lot. And here's the thing, you can also tease her about her own life, right? So you don't have to sit there listening to her yap, because trust me, the more you let her yap, the more she's gonna talk and talk and talk. And you might be thinking, well, isn't that good? I'm talking less, she's talking more. Sure, you know, you can still attract her that way. I'm not saying you can't secure the bag, but it's just boring, bro. Like you also want to show your personality and who you are, and you won't have an opportunity to do.
Yeah, but like you don't want to tell her too much, bro. Cause, bro, you tell her too much, she gonna start turning into a psychologist, bro. You don't want to tell a girl too much, bro. You want to leave a girl in suspense sometimes. You want to leave a girl like you have to be unpredictable. Once you're predictable, she knows everything. She knows all your moves. She gets bored. Once a girl's bored, oof, yeah, it's not looking good.
That if you just let her talk about herself the entire time. Like the only exception to this is if she's actually an interesting girl and she has interesting things going on, but let's just call a spade a spade. Most chicks are boring. Most girls have nothing going on. They're just on their phones 24/7. They're home all the time. They go to uni.
He's not lying, bro. Some most of the okay, let me say not let me not say most girls. Most of the girls I've interacted with, dry, dry jokes. You know, they make a joke and they laugh and they're looking at you and you're not laughing. Then they get angry that you didn't laugh. Yeah, I've been there multiple times, bro. Dry jokes.
drink their coffee, they go to the gym, they come back home, Well, to be fair, most guys are like that too, but chicks are just boring. So I'm gonna say you wanna balance it 50-50. You wanna listen to her talk about herself a bit, you wanna, indulge in that, but then you also wanna transition the topic to yourself. And so I'm gonna put this at good topic. For me, the approach I like to take is if I'm talking about her, I'm either teasing, I'm flirting, or I'm laughing at her. I'm making fun of her for something. Next
That's
up, we
good. That's also a good way, bro. You make fun of her. Damn, you grew up with three brothers. Yeah, so your dad treated you like a. So you were like your mom's teacher's pet, bro. Just stop making jokes, bro. Just make jokes. Make fun of her, bro. Bro. That's a. I'm sorry. That's a great topic. There's a lot you can do with this.
have her future, and you might be thinking, isn't that the same as her life? Yeah, we could call it a subset of her life, but really I love talking about her future. I would actually put this at great topic. What you want to do is when you're with a girl, you tell her, hey, just close your eyes and imagine yourself in 20 years. Tell me what you see yourself doing or who you see yourself with. And then she's probably going to close her eyes. She's going to tell you, oh, I see myself with a house and a car and 2 kids. But the thing is, if you're with her, and let's assume she's single, who do you think she's thinking about? Who is she with? It's you, right? So you're using the power of her imagination. You're incepting the idea that you're going to be with her in the future and that you guys are going to get married. And so you're kind of creating an attachment out of thin air. I know there's going to be people
I'm not
saying,
gonna lie, bro. That's a. I understand what he's saying, but I don't know. Above her life, I might have to put that. I have to put her future in a good topic, bro. Nothing crazy, man. We're not, bro. We're not here for a good. We're not here for a long time, gents. We're here for a good time. We're here for a good time.
oh, this only works if you have a negative candle till or some shit. Fuck off, bro. If you remind her of her imminent death and her future, she's gonna be in more of a panic to actually get in a relationship. And I mean, you're the guy who's there, so why not? No, but in all honesty, though, I'm probably gonna put it a good topic.
Yeah.
It's the same as talking about
No,
her
it's
life.
not.
Next up, we have your life. This is actually a great topic, bro, because I'm willing to bet
I'm gonna have to say good topic also. I'm putting that as good topic.
that you have a more interesting life than her. And if you don't, make sure that you have a more interesting life than her. I'm tired of this dating advice that goes around that, oh, women like humble guys and they don't like narcissists or guys who talk about themselves a lot. Bullshit.
That's a lie, bro. I'm sorry. That's a lie, bro. Bro. Woman, low key like a guys who have other women, bro. Like this thing of like, oh, like a humble guy. No, she don't. She doesn't. She doesn't. The humble guy is in the friend zone. She don't like humble guys, man. I'm sorry. That's a lie. Don't listen to that.
They love a guy who's all about himself, a guy who is selfish and always
Yes.
thinking about himself and
Yes.
always talking about himself. What happens? She enters his frame. She's now in your world. When you're talking about yourself, it's your reality, your world, and she's just a side character in it. And of course, if she's the side character, you're the main character. So now there's a discrepancy in your value compared to hers. So when you talk about yourself in your life, it doesn't necessarily mean that like you have to brag or you have to boast, but tell her who you are, show her who you are. You're a cool guy with a bunch of hobbies. If you're a
I'm
great
not gonna lie. He's swaying me. He is swaying me.
storyteller, that's a perfect thing to leverage. Women love hearing stories, especially if it's interesting and if it's something that engages her emotions. That's amazing as well. There's a lot of opportunities for her to start asking you questions and start getting to know you and being interested in you instead of what she's used to on these dates, which is guys always forcing themselves on her and asking her all the questions, and there's not really much reciprocation there. So really, guys, you should start talking about yourself more. Next up, philosophy. Yeah,
Agreed, bro. I'm actually have to put that in great topic.
it really hurts to do this because I love philosophy. This is a bad topic, guys. You never want to start philosophizing with a girl. Have you guys ever noticed that all the great philosophers and thinkers of the past never got married? Think Nietzsche, Descartes, Kant, Schopenhauer. None of these guys got married. Even Isaac Newton didn't get married. Like, yeah, you could say Socrates got married, but he picked the most irritating woman he could find just so he could test his stoicism. So there's something to be said about being great and not getting married. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But on a more serious note, the reason you should never talk philosophy with chicks is because most of them just don't care. Women don't like men who make them think. They like men who make them feel, right? So if you're this logical guy who likes to think about the nature of the world and materialism and determinism and all these fancy concepts, do that with your guy friends or do that with women in college or in professional settings.
Low key, I'm gonna have to put that in mad topic. Cause if you know how to talk about philosophy and you know how to incorporate that with your life that he put in, great topic. Bro, she low-key might feel like, this guy's actually interesting. He's actually intelligent. But in terms of like, this is just all you're talking about. You're talking about Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein and the light bulb. Yeah, nah.
I'm sure there's some smart women who talk philosophy, but from a pure dating lens and attraction lens, philosophy is an attraction killer, dude. I have to tell you guys from personal observation, women generally don't care about things that don't impact their immediate reality, right? Things that aren't tangible or in front of them, they don't really care about. So when we talk about things like philosophy, it's too far out of the tangible for a woman to actually grasp and care about. Men, on the other hand, they tend to be more visionary. They tend to be more introspective and more, they like to contemplate. I don't think women do as much. Next up, we have the opposite of philosophy, which is dumb stuff. This is a fucking goated topic. You guys need to get on this meta, bro. Talking to women about dumb shit that doesn't even make sense is the move. For example, look at the picture here. We see a goat sticking its tongue out. You talk to a woman, you say, hey, you see that goat with its tongue out? Stick your tongue out for me. What the fuck? You look exactly like that goat. And then she starts going hee hee ha ha, and then now you made her laugh, you engaged her emotion over something so stupid. When we talk about dumb stuff, we are dropping to the woman level. And that's not to insult them or say that they're dumb or anything. I'm just saying they are in the language of play, of fantasy, of emotion. And usually to engage that emotion, you have to take off your logical brain. You have to turn your overthinking brain off and just flow and vibe. Dumb stuff isn't actually dumb. What it means is that you're present and that you're just enjoying yourself. You're not taking yourself too seriously. Hey, you kind of look like...
You just see you're in flow state. Oh no, I might have to put that in great topic.
that fucking movie character I saw a week ago. Or you could make a knock knock joke. Just anything to...
Knock jokes. So maybe it works in America. Do that to a black girl in South Africa. Fucking hell, blood. You are done for. You are finished.
Get the vibe loose and get the vibe friendly. You know, when you say
I'm not
dumb
gonna
stuff...
lie, that's a good topic, man. After you said knock knock, yeah, nah, that's a good topic still.
If you lower her anxiety, because a woman's anxiety tends to be really high when the guy's tense and serious and tries presenting himself in this professional manner. When you're able to just dumb stuff down, it's really fun and they enjoy it. So I'm gonna put it at go-to topic. Next up, we have immediate environment. This is also a go-to topic. Let me give you guys a tip you should never forget if you're the type of person whose mind goes blank or you run out of things to say. Always pay attention to the immediate environment, what she's wearing, what the buildings around you guys look like, where you guys are at, all of the things that are around you and shape your environment. You could strike up a convo with it so quickly, right? And again, like I said with women, it's very easy to talk to them because typically shallow and superficial things work better than deep things. I know your whole life you've been told, no, you should strike a deep conversation, you should go deeper.
I'm bro. He's spitting, yeah. He is absolutely spitting.
Dude, deep talk is the worst thing you want to do with a girl. Always keep it vibes, keep it playful, keep it fun. You don't want to start treading into the, yeah, my life is so hard and I've been anxious and I've been
you don't want to do that, blood. You start educating her about the light bulb and shit like that on the first date. I'm not gonna lie, he's spitting, bro. Immediate environment is a go-to topic.
No. Just be like, yeah, this red shirt is amazing. Where'd you get it from? And then she's gonna be like, oh, I got it from H&M. The immediate environment that surrounds you guys is gonna be a great gateway to talk about things and have conversations really easily. You don't really have to try to think of anything because everything you need to talk about is literally right in front of you. And the reason these two are goated is because shallow and superficial is easy and it works best with women. Don't overcomplicate anything. Literally, bro, if you never want to struggle again when it comes to talking to women, just close your eyes and the first thing that pops in your head, say it. It doesn't matter how stupid or how cringe it sounds. Whatever pops in your head, say it. As long as you say it confidently and as long as you say it with some assertiveness, like you don't give a fuck, I promise the delivery is always going to be good and she's going to laugh and enjoy it. That doesn't work with men, right? With men, it doesn't matter how confident you sound. If you say something stupid, they're going to be like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Like, you're going to look like a clown.
You're going to get laughed at.
With girls, you never look like a clown as long as your body language and the way you come across isn't clownish. Next up, we have girl stuff, aka talking about makeup, lip fillers, gossip, you know,
Nah, bro. That's a bad topic. Why is that a bad topic? I don't give a fuck about that, bro. I am not gossiping on the first date, gents. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Pillow talking in the first date over the dinner table. Don't do that, please. That's a bad topic, gents.
breast implants, whatever the
Yeah,
girls talk about.
nah.
Listen, I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, nah, that's so gay, bro. Any guy who does this is gay, he's a simp. And let me tell you right now, there's a difference between being gay and being secure within your own masculinity. And this is absolutely gay. Next up, we have sports. Now, you see, sports are
That's a bad topic. Bad topic. Depends on the girl. Depends on the. Most of these girls don't like sports, man. I'm sorry. They do not like sports. And plus, the sport that they like, I don't like it, bro. So, yeah, I'm gonna say, alright, bad topic.
cool. If she's the type of girl who plays sports, you can get away with it. Like if she plays for the fucking lacrosse team, you can talk about lacrosse. But generally, women aren't that into sports, and especially sport politics. I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my friends are sports nerds, but generally, sports isn't that gender neutral, and it's pretty boring to talk about with a girl because she doesn't probably have as much sports knowledge as you. So it tends to be a one-sided conversation. I'm gonna put this at meh topic. It's not the worst, but you don't want to stay there for too long. Because I would imagine from a woman's perspective who doesn't play sports, you talking about sports is the same as her talking about the girl stuff, right? It's kind of the same thing. They get bored and annoyed by it. We get bored and annoyed when they talk about dumb girl shit that doesn't matter to us. Next up, we have movies/TV shows.
That's a mad topic, gents. Don't stay there for too long. First date, gents. Just try and get to know her. Be playful. Talk about things that you think is gonna stick in her mind. The movie and TV show things, that's for later when you're more comfortable with her. First time, second time, stay away from shit like that, gents. That's a mad topic.
Think this is a great topic. Let me
Nah.
explain why. Every girl watches movies, every girl watches TV shows. You talk to her about
And
the
plus, I'm talking from a personal standpoint. I don't watch movies. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV shows. And the last series I watched was 3 years ago, and it was The Boondocks. So I'm not really into all of that.
movies or the TV shows, you have so much material to talk about. You both watch The Vampire Diaries, talk about The Vampire Diaries, talk about what happened in season 2, season 3, talk about how you were fucking pissed off by the way it ended or what that character did. Really easy thing to talk about, good conversation, and you can transition into more fun things later. But generally, I would say movies and TV shows take advantage of the fact that women absolutely love them. And let's be real, a lot of them do nothing but watch these things all day. So I'm not even hating, I'm just speaking the facts. Next up, we have politics. Now, you see,
Stay away. But I think it's probably the most unavoidable topic. So by fire, by force, it's gonna go to the topic. That's how I'm gonna lie, gents. I'm sorry. Politics is really you can't talk about yourself and not talk about politics. Let's just keep it a buck, gents. It's impossible. So go to the topic. Unfortunately, it's go to the topic.
this can go either way, man. And for those of you watching me who happen to be blind and you want to find out a quick way to test whether a girl is attractive or not, what I want you to do is just bring up something political and measure how triggered she gets. If you start hearing yelling and screaming and some triggered shit, chances are she's below a 5 in attractiveness. Because let me tell you this, hot girls don't give a fuck about politics for the most part, okay? Some hot girls do.
Yeah, maybe it's an American thing, but bro, I'm gonna lie, bro. Most people, more women are starting to get into politics. Gents, you'd be surprised.
Generally, if a girl is a baddie, you think she gives a fuck? You think she's there reading the news or she gives a fuck about what happened in fucking Libya? She doesn't care, bro. She's a baddie in the US. She's getting male attention. She only cares about her own life and celebrities and Kim Kardashian.
I agree. I agree. I agree. He's not even lying.
She doesn't care about politics. Usually it's the mids and the quite unattractive girls who are very politically invested and who care a lot about politics, unless it's an attractive girl who studies political science or some shit. Unless you're sure this girl has a good head on her shoulders and she's not the type to get triggered and fucking pissed off because of an opinion, you can talk about politics. Generally, I'd say avoid, especially with white chicks. White chicks, you can trigger them so easily, especially if you have opinions like me. You really don't want to be talking politics. So
If they find it, bro, if your girl finds you attractive, you can talk about anything. Anything. You can talk about anything if she finds you attractive. But listen, in terms of the politics, let her be the one to bring it up. Do not bring it up. She has to be the one. And then you just try by all means to brush it under the carpet. The politics talk, gents, it's very, very. You're treading on muddy waters there. Muddy waters.
let's put this at meh topic. Next up, music. I'm
That's a great topic. That's an amazing topic.
gonna say music is a good topic. Lots of women love listening to music. Again, it's pretty limited. It's not one to one. You're talking about something that's outside of the two of you. So you can connect off of music and liking it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, she's gonna be more attracted to you. Next up, we have work. If your work is cool and you do amazing shit and
Bro, that's a avoid. She trying to relax. She trying to feel comfortable. You bringing up work. Low key, she might be unemployed. Bro, the way things are moving nowadays, she might be unemployed. You start talking about work, she starts grieving. Don't bring up work, James, please.
you're excited to talk about your work and you're passionate, go ahead and talk about it. If you work some boring 9 to 5 office job and you're stressed out because your boss just gave you a lecture or got pissed at you because you didn't complete a task on time, don't bring that energy to her, okay? Any energy that signals stress, reality, work, bills, it turns women off. It
Facts. Please don't do that, James.
makes them not want to talk to you. They always want good vibes and good energy. So the bad energy that you get from work, you don't want to transmit that. I know if you're in a relationship or you're married, it's different. But chances are, if you're married, you're not watching a video like this. Generally speaking, guys, you don't want to bore women with work details. They don't give a shit anyways. I'm just being honest. Let's move on. Next, worries slash struggles slash depression. No, you don't want to talk about this.
Don't talk about that, please. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because these girls, bro, especially if they don't like you, they'll call it trauma dumping. Don't do that, please. Keep it lighthearted. Keep it lighthearted.
Either. If you talk about these things, yes, they're going to pretend like they care and they may
Yeah.
even offer a helping hand and say that they're there for you.
Then they'll ghost you, blood. They'll ghost you. They'll be like, he's a little bit too much. They will ghost you, dog.
And honestly, they might really be there for you. They might actually genuinely have your best interest at heart. But when it comes to attraction and when it comes to sexual interest, that's going to decrease and it's all going to blow up in your face, okay? So you don't want to talk about these things because they're anti-seductive. They don't turn her on. They don't make her feel the right emotions. It's not really taking the conversation anywhere and it's not escalating it. So keep these for your friends, your mother, your female relatives, your female friends, but girls you're trying to attract, avoid. Next up, your ambitions. So Arthur Schopenhauer said it best when he said that women perceive the appearance of a thing for reality. Women only perceive what is in front of them and what is currently happening in the present moment. They don't really see your ambitions. So when you talk to a girl about how ambitious you are, they don't actually give a fuck. Your intended goal when you talk about your ambitions to a woman is to make her think that you have potential. But women don't see potential, they only see what is. And you are not your ambitions yet because you haven't achieved them. So there's no point in talking about it. If anything, talking about your ambitions may be used against you because she might be like, you know, this guy might be a money maker in the future. Let me hold him off. Let me put him to the side. I'm not going to give him the box now. Let me make him wait. And then maybe because he has some potential, I will marry him later after I'm ran through and I'm done with all the other guys who don't give a fuck, who are basement dwellers, but they're still attractive, so I'm still sleeping with them. That is why you don't really talk about your ambitions. It's anti-seductive. It gives off husband or boyfriend energy, but really you want to work towards your ambitions silently. You don't want to be yapping about it to a woman. Next up,
I'm gonna say mad topic.
we have money. Again,
Bruh, bad topic. Bad topic. And just pay for the date, please. Pay for the date.
women perceive the appearance of a thing for reality, it's much more effective to show that you have money rather than talk about the digits in your bank account, because the number in your bank account, it doesn't register in her head, it doesn't mean anything to her. But if you live a lifestyle that indicates that you have money, aka you wear the gold chains, you wear the Rolexes, you pull up in the Lambos, then okay, now we're talking money, right? So generally speaking, if you talk money, it could actually be used against you, because a woman might place you in a beta provider category where it's like, yeah, this guy's only good for money, and you don't want to signal that that's all you're worth. It's okay if you're talking about it really quick, but really I would say avoid this
Yeah,
topic. You don't want to bring up one.
avoid,
Next up, we have your past breakups or rejections. I
avoid, avoid rejections. Avoid, gents. Please avoid.
actually had to include this on the list because so many guys feel the need to tell women about what their ex did, or
Yeah,
you know
don't do that, please, gents. Because she's gonna think to herself. That's her basically asking you, uh, if a girl asks you, yo, tell me about your exes, like, why are you single? Please, gents. First thing to do not bash her. Do not talk down on your ex, because she's gonna perceive you to be rude or a narcissist. So what do you do when she says, yo, talk to me about your ex, talk to me about your past relationships? Quick and light-hearted. Nah, we liked each other, but it didn't work out. She'll be like, what happened? Nah, long story, but this pasta's listed, this pasta is delicious. Are we gonna stay for dessert? In terms of going deep, gents, relax on all of that, bro. Don't be telling girls why other girls don't like you. Because she's gonna sit there and think, yo, so why do I like him if other girls don't like him? Because fortunately or unfortunately, girls like men who have girls or who can get girls.
the previous girl they dealt with, or how unlucky they've been with women. Guys, you never want to talk about your past in a negative light, because in her mind she's going to think other women rejected him, other women broke up with him, why should I be with him?
Yes.
You have to always show off that you're pre-selected, and
Yes.
talking and yapping about your past breakups and rejections, that's displaying pre-rejection.
Yeah.
You're instantly rejecting yourself in her eyes. Because let's be real, bro, I've said this on the channel a lot, and I know you guys agree with me here. Women, for the most part, are groupthink, hive mind creatures. Why would you purposely put yourself at a disadvantage by showing her that the rest of the hive don't want you?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. So really, this is a terrible topic. Avoid this at all costs. Next up, we have relationships, love, sexual dynamics.
That might be relationships, love, sexual dynamic. Go to the topic.
Instantly goated. You see, the thing about me is I'm not that interested in a lot of things that women talk about, but one thing, when they talk, I will actually be quiet and listen, is when they talk about what they're interested in a guy, what attracts them, things that they love in a partner, and sexual dynamics. Not only because I make videos on it, so whatever they say, it kind of registers in my head as information that I could eventually relay to you guys, but also it's just something interesting, right? We're dating, we're in the dating scene, we're getting to know each other so we can potentially build some romantic chemistry. Why not talk about the romance? Why not talk about the relationship, the sexual dynamics, the love? This is usually where you can flirt and where you can talk about really intimate things that you wouldn't be able to in a lot of these other conversation topics. Next up, your self-improvement journey. Yeah,
Yeah, chill. I might have to say mad topic. Mad topic. Don't stay too long there. She's not really interested about the struggle, dog. Did you get there? Yes or no? Now, as time goes on, the more you talk to her, yes. First date, second date, relax.
to your ambitions, women don't care about your transformation. In fact, you almost want to give off the vibe that you were born this way. You never want to show women that you had a transformation or that you struggled in any way. I know it sounds crazy to you, but let me tell you the facts as they are, and I don't care if you want to believe it or not. I know this is going to offend people. This is going to offend a lot of soft people. Men respect the struggle. Men respect the hero's journey. Men respect your self-improvement. Women don't give a fuck. When you post the transformation, they don't give a fuck. When you post the oh, look at how much weight I've lost, they don't give a fuck. It's only men who respect it, because men respect hard work and coming from nothing. Women only see the final product. How many times do I have to say this? It's only what is in front of them that they see. Next up, astrology. This is
man. No, Please, please. No. 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 No.
Actually, a great topic, bro. I know
No, it's not. No, it's not, dog. No.
you guys are gonna think I'm crazy now. You've lost it, bro. What the fuck, dude? Women love astrology. Just fucking talk about it like you're an expert. I know nothing about astrology. I don't even know what a fucking Leo is, but I still will say, "Yo, what's your star sign?" And then she tells me, I'm actually a Scorpio." And then I go, "Yeah, I'm sorry, this isn't gonna work. I'm a Pisces. We're not compatible." Disqualify her based on her zodiac sign. Have a little bit of fun with it, dude. Okay?
Nah, I'm sorry. I can't help you on that one. Nah, I disagree, bro. That's a terrible topic.
I think it's fun. I think it's pretty interesting. You can read up on the little traits and see if she matches them. Like, there's just a lot you can work with astrology. It's not serious. Again, it kind of falls into dumb stuff, right? It kind of falls into this, but I think it's great. Next up, we have people. Now, don't quote me on this, but I think it was Aristotle who said, "Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and weak minds discuss people." And let me tell you, I'm not saying that women have weak minds, but they love discussing people. What do you guys think women talk about when they're alone all the time? They're not talking about physics or quantum mechanics. They're talking about other people. They are gossiping. They love gossip. They love drama. And if you're able to talk about people, not saying you have to gossip or do any of that gay shit, but being able to talk about her friends, your friends, social dynamics, like the people around you guys, what this guy said the other day, they love it.
Yeah, they love it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you. Man, I have to put that in great topic. That's a great topic.
Actually engages their emotions. They're
Yeah.
super receptive to that stuff. So I'm gonna say people is a goated topic, bro. You actually do want to talk about people with women, and if I can just drag this to the top, there we go. They're social creatures. They're way more socially calibrated than men will ever be. So you might as well just play into that game. And lastly, we have food. Food is a great topic,
Great
guys.
topic.
You're out on a date, talk about the food, talk about what you enjoy. Women love food. They love taking pictures of food and posting it on social media. So there's a lot to work with there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see.
Listen, gents. W video from YBC, gents. YBCTooCold W video. It's easy, gents. Just go outside, gain some experience. Please listen attentively to this video, because if you do, gents, you will see success. I promise you, you will see success. More conversations, more lasting conversations. The conversations don't die off into nowhere. But yeah, man, like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. Road to 1,000 subscribers.